I hope that this is the last YouTube video you ever watch. And I'm aware that that sounds unrealistic, and potentially it is, or maybe I'm dreaming. But there's one thing in the crypto world, having encountered over 11 million people watching my videos so far, there's one thing that is the most common occurrence in data that I get in the comments and all over social media. And that's led me to that belief that you should try to make this video, or maybe one very soon, the last video that you watch on social media, specifically relating to the idea of cryptocurrency, and even more specifically, the one I talk about a lot, although it applies everywhere, being XRP. And I'm aware that I'm also saying, after this video, don't watch any more of my videos. I am aware of what I'm saying. But it's more important to me that people get this problem solved than it is for you to watch my video. That big issue that we're talking about is overwhelm. Now, I have, as it stands right now, 52 members in my Blockflow program. I'm not here to sell the program. Everyone comes into that program thinking that something is the problem, when in reality, the problem is not that. Here's an example. Someone joins the call. I say, what's the big problem here? Like, how can I help? And they say, well, I just think I don't know enough. There's so much happening. There's the court cases, legislation, regulation, updates to technology. It's all too much. I don't know. I think I need to know more. There's like this gap in me where there's all this information out there. Other people get it. And they say, Lewis, you get it. You get all this information. You understand it all. I need to understand it all too. And I tell them on the call, you're not right about that. You're wrong. There is an amount of knowledge that you need to be able to do the thing. So for example, if your goal is to exercise, that's the goal. You want to exercise. You can convince yourself that I need to buy this CD, this workout CD, or I need to buy this program. That's actually all far too much more than you actually need. There is a level, there's a thing that you do actually need. And in that example, you just need to get out there and run. Like, if you know how to run, you know how to exercise. So knowing which material to use in your shoes and the sole of your shoes, or which route to run, this is all information that can be valuable, but necessary for exercise? Not at all. Like, absolutely not at all. If you know how to run, you know how to exercise. Even if you know how to walk, the bar is even lower. You know how to exercise. You just got to go and do it. And so when people come into this world of crypto and they come into a conversation with me, they have convinced themselves that they need this new type of shoe. They need to find routes that they can run on that give different surfaces, like a rocky surface to strengthen the ankles. Too much. If you have bought one of the ISO tokens, XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, you're in that area of content. I talk about that a lot. You already know enough. That is the minimum requirement for getting everything you want out of crypto. Why do we convince ourselves that we need more information, more understanding of technology, more cold storage wallets, and knowing that understanding every single update to every single blockchain and how they all work together? No, you bought these assets because you know enough about where this world is going, and you're positioned in the assets that you needed to take advantage of that move. That's it. Any preconceived idea that you have that you need to know anything else further than that is a lie that you've told yourself, and it's not your fault. This is why it links back to what I said at the beginning of the video. I hope this is the last video you watch on YouTube about crypto. Think about this. How many videos have you watched today? How many videos on social media have you watched specifically about cryptocurrency? Maybe I'm the first one. And if I am the first one, how many more were you planning to watch? You might have a series of channels that you watch, and I'm not going to call them out because many of them are my actual friends, but you probably had planned to hit your daily requirement of topping up on your knowledge and understanding of the current news and where everything's at right now. And it's because of this endless cycle of information on social media, it's created the environment to where you think you have a deficit in knowledge. And it's that feeling like you have a deficit because there's always something new happening every day, seems like, on YouTube, because all the content creators are posting something that's urgent, need to know it now. This changes everything. There's a game that is played on YouTube to get more views, and I've done that before too. Like, I'm just telling you because I know how it works, but it creates this feeling of a deficit in knowledge that you have to fill, and the only way for you to fill it is to watch people's videos. You know the prerequisite amount for getting everything you want out of this market, and it is not. The one thing acting against you is the overwhelming amount of information that you're consuming online. I want to illustrate this in a different way. Every single thing that you do in the course of a day is stored in your brain, okay? So like, I've just faced the decision here. There's this plant, this very Jurassic looking plant here. I was walking past that and I had to make the decision, do I hit that plant or do I just walk past it? I eventually gave in and hit the plant. Now I'm thinking, oh, that was a funny texture. It was a lot drier than I thought it was. Like, as I carry on walking, I'm like, okay, there's a stone there. I don't want to roll my ankle on that stone. And I keep walking, and all of these decisions are being made. I'm like, oh, actually, do I feel too hot right now? Do I go home? Do I start walking home, or do I turn around? Or every single decision I make is stored in the brain. Eventually, 2 or 3 days later, I won't remember that I almost touched that fern. You know, that tree. I might do now because I filmed it, but you know, there's an expiry date on those thoughts. But even though there's an expiry date on those thoughts, my brain right now still has to manage all of that information in my bandwidth, in my brain. So that is normal everyday stuff when you're out on a walk. But what about scrolling on YouTube? How many thumbnails and titles did you scroll past before you clicked this one? Every single one of those videos that you scrolled past, your brain still remembers and has saved the thumbnail and the title in your mind. Think about that over the course of a day, a week, a month. Just how much information goes into your brain. That information doesn't move, it stays there. The more information that is in your brain at one time, the less bandwidth you have, the less available resources you have to devote attention to any single one, because the memory is taken up. It's like a computer. If the memory is there's too much, your memory is too full in the computer, you can't click anything anymore, you can't do anything. This is what I'm suggesting is the biggest problem right now for anyone in crypto, is overwhelm. Too much content, too much scrolling, too little bandwidth to actually focus on what's important. And because this is take profit season, we're in the season where I'm pumping out content now, just urging people to consider making a plan of action for their crypto. That is an amount to hold for the future, an amount to sell for the short term, because we all know life is limited and it's all going to leave us at some point, or we're going to leave life at some point. So we need to take advantage of holidays with the family, nice dinners. You know, we need to have something in the short term to justify all this time we've put into crypto. Okay, so if we're aware that time is limited and we've got too much going on in our minds and we need to change where our attention is to focus on something that's more important, what is more important than that? Well, it's making a plan so that all of that can fall into place. So that wealth plan that you have for the future can fall into place. Everything you've wanted in crypto in terms of money and financial gain, you have to make a plan of action about it. What are you doing if you make no plan? You're planning to fail. Fail to plan, plan to fail. And I'm just tired of seeing that happen to people. So many times I've seen people go through that whole thing, watch the prices go up, watch the prices come back down, didn't do a single thing to take profit. And I sat here thinking, what did I do wrong? Well, you didn't plan. You didn't plan it. You probably focused too much on the overwhelm, all the content, thinking about way further down in the future, I'm going to be a trillionaire one day. You will not be a trillionaire if you don't plan for it. If you hope for it and rely on it, and you're passive in that, you kind of just sit there and say, oh, it'll happen to me. Even if it does happen to you, you won't be the type of person who will manage it well, because you've not been preparing for it, you've not planned for it. And so if that is not you, if you are someone who wants to plan, you actually would like to remove all of YouTube from your endless content stream, put the number 33 in the comments and we'll pick up a conversation with you to develop that conversation further, to put you in a position where you're now able to take action and able to make a plan. Certainly, if you've got a portfolio of, $30,000 to $50,000 right now, even higher, the urgency is even greater if you have more higher value than that. You need to make a plan, because you stand to do some real damage to your portfolio this bull run, in a positive or negative way. The differentiator between making some real positive damage and negative damage is the degree to which you're able to remove the noise and focus on what's important or not. That's as simple as it is. Like, I can't make it any more plain than that. Remove all the overwhelm, put 33 in the comments, we'll pick up the conversation with you. That might end up in a call, with me to discuss your plan and ideas, but this is number one priority for you right now. If you want to speed that up even more, you can just click the link in the description and book a call with me and my team. This is the most important thing right now. That's why I'm pumping out content. It's so important for people to have a plan. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this week's wood walks, I guess, where we talk about, what's on my brain, really. There's nothing too technical in here. It's not required. It's too much. Don't worry about the material that you're running on or the shoes that you wear. Just get out there and do it. That's all that's required. You know enough about crypto, you know enough about these assets, you're holding the right assets. So what are you doing overthinking this? You're sabotaging yourself overthinking this. So with that said, 33 in the comments or click the link and promise me no more videos. No more videos after this. All right, thanks.